Hello everybody and welcome to The United Stand. This is your latest Manchester United transfer news, sponsored by Unibet. If you're not getting enough transfer news from The United Stand, click the link in the video description. Fantastic set of articles on there in relation to breaking news, transfer news, really good writers on there. And there's a very, very good article, I've put the link in the video description, about the 4 signings that could happen this week. Give that a read. And leading into that, I just want to start off with Harry Maguire. We spoke about Tielemans on the show last night, about him going to Leicester, the disappointment that he could have been a target for Manchester United. But you know my theory on this. I feel that Manchester United have given a free run at Tielemans for Leicester, enabling Leicester to spend the money before they sell Harry Maguire. Leicester have spent a lot of money and they have got rich owners, but Harry Maguire wants to leave Leicester, and now Leicester have got Tielemans, and United have effectively given them a free path to Tielemans. Remember, Tielemans was dropping hints, and Christophe Terrer, who's a very good journalist from Belgium, was dropping hints about United and Tielemans, and you know, that could have happened, but United have not done that deal. Hopefully because we've got other transfer targets, because I do like Tielemans, but I think mainly because Harry Maguire will be coming to Manchester United, and very, very soon, I think. And remember, I did the video last Thursday where I said United are going to sign, well, I was told United are going to sign Harry Maguire. It will be £75 million. United have just got to up that £70 million bid by £5 million. Leicester will take it. Man City are out of the running. Harry Maguire wants a move. He's happy to come to Manchester United. It's tick, 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 tick. So let's just go and get it done. Leicester have done the business they want to do. Let's go and get the business we want to do. Let's get a centre-back. Let's get Harry Maguire. Let's get him on the plane to Australia. And let's tick another box that was essential going into this window. And at this point, at this juncture, I'm very, very happy with that Harry Maguire signing, which is interesting because we know we're well stacked at centre-back position. Talking about that yesterday, United are apparently having trouble getting rid of Marcus Rojo. I mean, I saw Marcus Rojo on the tour, and he look, I don't like this stuff that people say about Luke Shaw, him being overweight, that and this, that and the other. But Marcus Rojo looks like he's carrying a little bit more weight than he normally does. Now, that might be because of injuries. It's been the summer, whatever. So he needs to work on his fitness anyway. But United looking for 25 million, and he's on a very, very big, lucrative contract, which for some reason we gave him a year or two ago. So I think Rojo needs to go, and United need to get Harry Maguire over the line. But I think they will do. I mean, look, how long's a piece of string? You know, I would like to see Bruno Fernandes done this week. I would like to see Harry Maguire done this week. But United are sluggish, as we spoke last night. But that Maguire deal should be getting done any time now. So that's a positive. I don't know what you lot think. As we look away from that, look, Milinkovic-Savic has been spoken about. We did the video at the weekend. I know other people are talking about it like they know what's going on. The reality is with Milinkovic-Savic is I just feel that Lazio are mentioning Manchester United to up the price to get PSG to bite, really. I don't feel that Milinkovic-Savic is the sort of player, as much as I like him, and you know how much I like him, I don't think he's an Ole Gunnar Solskjaer midfielder. I don't think he's got that mobility in the press that Ollie's looking for. If he is, great. I like Milinkovic-Savic. He's got a lot to him. But I just don't feel there's anything concrete to this for 2 reasons, really. One, I feel that we're being used. I think they're just using United's interest from last year, which was a totally different manager, Mourinho, with a totally different style of play, and he would have suited Mourinho, but I don't think he'll suit Solskjaer. The second thing is, Fabrizio Romano, Di Marzio, all the credible Italian outlets, they're not saying anything about Milinkovic-Savic to United, and they would do, because they get things about United that aren't even Italian-based. So if it's Italian-based, they would know about it, and they're not saying anything. So I don't believe anything about Milinkovic-Savic. The latest was that his agent, which is Kesman, the former player for Chelsea, he's in London negotiating with teams amongst Manchester United. But I don't really believe anything about that, to be honest with you. But we'll see. Maybe we will get some credibility, but I think it's going to come and go, to be honest with you. One player that's come back again is Ben Yedder. Some very much excitement about him about a week and a half ago, coming to United as a replacement for Lukaku. There are reports from Spain coming in yesterday that Ben Yedder, or Sevilla, have had a concrete offer which Sevilla are looking over at the moment. They won't say where it's come from. There's a few clubs mentioned. Again, PSG are mentioned, but possibly Manchester United. We'll see. Again, I never felt that we were in for Ben Yedder, but I must admit I'm more inclined to believe the Ben Yedder story a lot more than I would be about the Milinkovic-Savic. So that's where I am about that. But Ben Yedder would be a good signing for United. I just don't know that we are in for him. But right wingers are something that we do get mentioned with, and there's some very interesting quotes from 2 players that we have been linked with. Well, Steven Bergwijn from PSV, we've been linked with him a lot over the last 6 months. He's come out and spoken openly about Manchester United and what a nice club it is. Interesting, isn't it? Because I've always felt that he would leave this summer. He hasn't left yet. Maybe Spurs will come in and get him, I don't know. But he would certainly, I think, be a very, very good signing for Manchester United in the way that he plays. He suits he suits what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer wants to do for a start. You know, Holland, Dutch players. Ole will have something in common with them. I know, you know, Holland's not particularly far away from like Norway and Sweden and everything like that, but that's not what I'm talking about. I just think that there is a stereotypical mindset of Dutch players, which is quite similar to the Scandinavian players and the German players in their professionalism and work rate. So I think that's something Ole can work with. But most importantly, he's a talent who can only get better. He's only 21. He's got plenty left in the tank, and he would see Manchester United as a step up. And he would be available for about £30 million. I would be very happy with that deal. I mean, over nobody, I would be very happy with that deal, but I would be very happy with Steven Bergwijn. So we need to keep an eye on that one and see what happens, because I think he would suit what Manchester United are trying to do, and he's spoken positively about United. That doesn't mean anything. Lots of people speak about Manchester United during transfer windows for various reasons, but he is a very, very good player, and I would like him to come to Manchester United because, again, he fits the sort of player that we want. And I don't want to go overboard with the, you know, young players. I think some experienced players are good. But if you did bring a player like Steven Bergwijn in, you've got Daniel James, you've got Chong, you've got Gomez, you've got Greenwood, a sprinkling of experience with people like Harry Maguire. We've got Wan-Bissaka on the right as well. You know, maybe get this Bruno Fernandes deal done, and a Pogba replacement with a bit of class about them. And, you know, there's something to work with that team, especially with Lukaku coming out, and then you've got Martial and Rashford. There's a longevity to the team, and there's a work rate to the team, and I think that will work well with Solskjaer. So I think it's a good signing. Another player that some people might be interested in is David Neres of Ajax, Brazilian, part of the winning Brazilian Copa America team, actually. He was heavily linked to Manchester United. I think it came in on Sunday night, and a lot about it yesterday, but I waited because you get a lot of quotes from players when they've won a tournament and it's over, and we did get some interesting ones from David Neres. But if you don't know anything about him, 22 years of age, you'd probably get him for about £40 million. Yet another Ajax player, and another talented Ajax player. Quick, skillful. Again, you know, similar to Bergwijn, not in the way they play, but, you know, well, they do occupy the same position. But yeah, plenty left in the tank. United would be a step up. But this is why sometimes it's worth waiting, because Neres came out after the win against Peru for Brazil and said that his future is at Ajax, and he's looking forward to getting back to Ajax after a beer or two, I think is what his exact words were, or something to that effect. So look, that rumour started and he basically killed it very, very quickly. So David Neres to Manchester United, unlikely, but yet again probably linked to us because he's a right winger, and that's what United face at the moment. I mean, look, I spoke about it on the show last night. There is that. Look, what are Manchester United doing? Yesterday was a very quiet day for United again. I mean, all they're interested in is the little videos of United over in Perth, and, you know, that's great. I mean, all these Australian fans, and when we're in Singapore and Beijing, you're going to get a lot of United fans getting to see their idols, getting to see their players. We've not been there for a few years. That is great. That is absolutely great. But as a United fan watching it, you're like, this is good, it's great, but with this is not United. In many ways, it's very similar to the World Cup, after the World Cup last year in the Tour of America. You're like, this is not United. This is not the team that we're going to build with. Like, Pogba's probably going to go, Lukaku probably going to go. We don't know who the new signings are at the moment. We're going to have to be playing people like Phil Jones, Ashley Young. Maybe Matic is going to go as well. Are some of these young lads going to get loaned out? So it's not really a United squad, and it doesn't feel like it. This is why I wish United would just kick on with the transfers. I think the urgency isn't there because they're trying to thrash out deals that are good for United. But as I've said before, sometimes you've got to get these deals done because that's what's good for Manchester United, to get the players to Ole as soon as possible so that you can start to work with them. Because, I mean, prime example, going back to Harry Maguire, right? If we sign Harry Maguire but he doesn't join the team until the end of July, because that's how long it takes to do the deal, and then he joins the team and everyone else is doing, you know, is so fit because Ollie's got them playing a certain way, then Harry Maguire comes in and he's not up to that level of fitness yet, you're going to get the same old excuses at the start of the season. Well, Harry's only come into the party late, so he's a little bit sluggish, it's going to take him a few games. That doesn't need to be the case if you get the deal done quickly, if you know what I mean. So yeah, it is important. Just talking about Pogba and Lukaku, I think that they will leave Manchester United. I think it's just a process of time. And again, you know what? I suppose you can empathise with things a little bit, because if you look at, I'm going all Dennis Law with my sleeves. Look, it's not even cold. It's summer. But if you look at what United are doing with Harry Maguire and Bruno Fernandes and the time those deals are taking, you can flip the pancake in many ways and say, well, look at Lukaku and Pogba. They're going to leave United, but they're on the tour in Australia on the other side of the world. And these deals take a long time. And what's going to happen while those deals are happening? Are Lukaku and Pogba meant to just not be on the tour? they've got to get themselves fit. That, you know, the deal could fall. Aren't ideal. I do think Pogba and Lukaku will leave because I think they both want to leave. But for now, they've got to be part of that setup. They've got to train, and those deals have got to be done. And the same with Bruno and Harry. I just want them to get done sooner rather than later. We did get mentioned yesterday. I must bring this in. Bakayoko, the Chelsea flop from Monaco, who went to Milan and didn't do particularly well there. RMC in France reporting that Manchester United have inquired with Chelsea for Bakayoko. I'll tell you now. If we sign Bakayoko, I can't deal with that. We got rid of... Fellaini was here for 6 years. I never wanted him from second one to second leave. I hated every second of Fellaini being a Manchester United player. Not because I disliked the bloke, but I just didn't like the footballer. I didn't like what he represented as a footballer. I hated it. If we get Bakayoko, he's basically the French Fellaini, but he's worse. He's actually worse. He is awful. He does not suit the Premier League. And I don't want him anywhere near Manchester United, and that would be a ridiculously bad error of judgment to bring a player like that in. I would really seriously worry about our scouting system if we went and signed Bakayoko. It will be a load of crap. It is a load of crap, but I had to talk about it because it just can't happen. You cannot do a deal like that. It would be absolutely bloody ridiculous. It really would. So yeah, well, we mentioned Bakayoko, but no. Look, we need some momentum at Manchester United in these transfers. We really do. I think United need to... What they can't do is just, oh, we're on tour, let's put a few photographs out every day and, you know, we're on the other side of the world, let's forget about it. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's got his press conference tomorrow morning. We will react to that. In fact, I probably won't do Transfer Daily tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. I'll combine it with reaction to Ollie's press conference, which will be at 9 a.m. tomorrow. So a couple of hours later to encompass the press conference reaction, which is going to be interesting because I think he will be asked some very pertinent questions about Pogba, which we'll talk about tonight and how he will do that, but hopefully more about the transfers because... You know, he said 1 or 2 last week, but that could mean 4 or 5 because 1 or 2 can mean 4 or 5. It's a figure of speech, or it can mean 1 or 2. So we'll have to wait and see what's going to happen with that. But look, thanks everybody for watching. Please do smash a like on the video. Make sure you subscribe if you're new. We're on that road to 500,000 subscribers. So please, if you have subscribed, share the video. Click the share button underneath. If you've not subscribed, bottom right hand corner, do subscribe. We're on that road together, the United Stand, and obviously Flex will have his second vlog from Australia coming up today, hopefully. I'm just trying to think when he will have landed and whether he'll do it. I don't know, because he was flying. Yeah, I don't know how it works. It might be tomorrow. I don't know how it's going to work. We'll find out. But yeah, and also link in the video description for the Unibet vlog. There is a brilliant article there, 4 signings that could happen this week. Link in the video description for that. Go and give that a watch. I'll go live later if there's anything to go live about. If not, it'll be 8 o'clock tonight. Smash a like and get your comments in below on everything. Are you confident we're going to get Harry Maguire? Because I am.